In every presidential transition, it seems there's one decision or one appointment that's the really troubled one. In the transition into the Trump administration, it appears that that troubled choice is his decision about who should be the next Secretary of State. Ironic in part because usually this is one of the earliest, if not the first decision a new president makes. In this case, we're now into December and the decision isn't made, and in fact the field of possible candidates seems to be growing, not shrinking. We know, for example, there are 5 that are being considered. One is Mitt Romney, the former Republican presidential nominee. One is General David Petraeus, the former CIA director. One is Rudy Giuliani, who's been a former mayor of New York, who's also been a close advisor to President-elect Trump. One is Bob Corker, who's the Republican chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And now Rex Tillerson, who's the CEO of ExxonMobil Corporation. There's probably a 6th one that's being discussed. That's John Bolton, the former United Nations ambassador. And there's a wide range of personalities involved in that group. Why does this matter? Well, it matters obviously because Secretary of State is a high-profile job. But it also matters particularly under a Trump administration because President Trump's own inclinations on foreign policy are so uncertain. There's a lot of anxiety among allies about how strongly he will maintain ties with the alliance. A lot of concern among adversaries that the rules are changing. That was underscored on Friday when President-elect Trump made a call to talk to the leader of Taiwan, the sort of thing that very much upsets the Chinese in Beijing and is likely to cause a diplomatic ruckus. And so there's a sense that this job is going to be particularly important in this administration, given the fact that this is an unconventional president-elect with no real experience in foreign policy, and also one who seems inclined to throw convention out the window from time to time. There's no indication this is going to come soon. It appears that maybe toward the end of this week before we know. So the guessing game is going to continue. There may even be new names in the mix before we find out the answer to the question, who's the next Secretary of State?